Hello everyone, Valek from Newired here. We are soon about to start our Roundtable Webinar 24.3, What's New and Noteworthy in Newired. As usually, please give others a few minutes of time to join the session and get, let's say, ready to use the GoToWebinar platform, especially if you can check how to ask questions using the Q&A panel. We will be answering the questions at the end of today's webinar. So as the people are still joining, we will wait 2 more minutes for people to get in, and we will start at 3 minutes after 3 p.m. European time. We'll speak about what's new and noteworthy in 20.3. I'll already ask my colleagues on Newired platform to confirm that they can hear me fine. So I got a confirmation that everything shall be working fine. And for people that are still joining, let's say you'll start in approximately 1 minute. I see that there is a chat. We got from Rezvan all fine confirmation. So we'll be starting in 1 minute, speaking about what's new and noteworthy in Newired version 24.3. I'm just, let's say, taking the time to make sure that people understand that we will start the webinar in 1 minute. From now, the webinar will be recorded. I will just confirm it at the end of today's presentation. So 1 more minute and we will start the webinar. I see the people are joining. Please get ready to use the GoToWebinar panel to ask questions. The questions might be recorded as well, and so you'll get the response in the official recording of this webinar. We will start in 1 minute. Just checking how. Just 1 second. Good. Hello everyone and welcome on today's webinar, Newired 24.3, What's New and Noteworthy. We are thrilled to announce this new version of our digital adoption platform. Our team is following the agile methodology, so we have pretty frequent releases. We release our DAP suite every 3 months. So that's the 3rd release this year. Actually, the last one this year, the final one will be in January 2025. And my name is Valek. I'm from the product management team at Newired, and I will actually be speaking about what our team has brought to the market over the last 3 months. So since the version 24.2, the webinar is recorded, and you will receive the recording, and you can share it with your colleagues. As usually, we drive this webinar through the content that we have on our blog. So I just remind everyone that on our website, newired.com, you can find the blog entry and all the important materials about what's new, success stories, etc. The structure of today's webinar is that I'll be first speaking about the new capabilities, and at the end of the webinar, we will definitely have a time for a Q&A session. So without, let's say, more introduction, let's just dive deeper into the brand new capabilities that we have released. The first one would be about the AI assistant. I mean, we hear every day a lot of the stories around the artificial intelligence and how it helps with various different, let's say, activities. And we have spent already some time in the previous, let's say, releases about how we leverage the AI capabilities. And I'm just about to show you how it looks in the version 24.3, integrated over our CRM demo environment. So what you should see on the screen now is the system, customer relationship management solution that we typically use for demos. And the solution is enriched with our digital adoption platform front end. So we can run the journeys and tips over the solution that helps people to go through a particular operational procedure. So for example, here, when I trigger the action, how to create a new account, I receive the actual on-screen instructions. What should I do? And the system actually follows what I'm doing and can help me to finish with the particular activity. But where the AI is actually expected to help us is in the area of the deployments with a high number of journeys, with a high number of bookmarks and playbooks, and whenever you need to search. So when I am searching, for example, make a new account, you see there is nothing. Why there is nothing? Because we search by default using the keywords, and the keyword makes everything, let's say, unreachable, because in reality the journey title is how to create a new account. So exactly, I mean, because of that, we have an alternative interface to actually browse the content, which is the chatbot interface. And we'll speak about let's see, the future role of this chatbot interface, but let's just start with asking this little question. So how to create a new CRM account. So in this case, we are now chatting with the AI assistant provided by the Newired platform. We will speak later about the data privacy concepts and where the data actually is. But what you can find here is that instead of just explaining a user via the, let's say, textual response how to create an account, the chatbot knows about the Newired journeys, and you can trigger the journey directly from the interface. So from the chatbot, I can have the same journey being triggered automatically without, let's say, necessity to search differently, without necessity to, let's say, read some textual manuals. If we just, let's say, speak about it in more details, of course, I can ask the question in any language. Actually, I can ask the language, hopefully also in my, let's try it in Czech. So I am asking in the Czech language, and the system will automatically actually respond using the chat interface in the language that I have asked the question, or at least this is what I expect. And actually, this is what I get. So we get a textual response in the Czech language, and here there is a response to the journey. Of course, we'll speak about the journey languages in a minute, but all what I'm saying now is that there are a couple of the benefits of using the chat interface to actually ask the questions. The first one is that I can formulate the question in a human language, and the system understand, let's say, the meaning of the question, or at least, let's see, it can map it into the, let's see, the titles of the journeys as they were created. So I don't need to actually use the same vocabulary, the same terminology, because I may not be aware of what is the correct terminology. So also when I'm asking just original questions, make a new CRM, I need to make a new CRM account, how to do it, I will get the answer. So there is a clear benefit about using the chat interface compared to traditional searches. And I can trigger the journey. I can trigger even the playbook that, let's say, contains the specific journey. I would be also able to open the articles, but we will speak about the articles later today. So now we were speaking about the fact that we have improve the, let's say, the interface of where the journeys are being exposed to actually interpret the, let's say, the content of the search and respond to the user based on the content that the Newired understand. And now this is really the, let's see, the interesting point, that our goal is, let's see, that the help button will be the entry point for the user to ask any question, not just to trigger the journeys or trigger the playbooks, the trainings, but we know that in the real life there are situations that you already have a knowledge base, and not every article in the knowledge base is already translated or transferred into the DAP executable journey. And because of that, we are already able to actually process the knowledge base and integrate it with within the help menu. So if I'm asking the question for which there is no journey, for example, how to create a new custom field for item. The system now, well, there will be no journey in our system that actually covers that particular let's say operational procedure, but there are articles that we process. To make it really, let's say, rich for this demo, we actually process a knowledge base that is here provided by Siemens, how to create the actual custom fields, which is not really perfect for the sake of this demonstration, but this is just highlighting that we can take an external knowledge base, we can connect it with the specific site, and whenever I'm searching a question, it actually gets the information about the particular use case. And instead of opening a journey, we can actually open any article that gets connected with Newired. So the story for that, let's see, capability is following that. Once you deploy the digital adoption platform to a particular target application, the first thing what you can do is to connect it with the existing knowledge base. From the existing knowledge base, the system will already aggregate all the articles and all the informations how to do something. And the system will actually offer the links to these online articles, no matter in which knowledge base system they are. And this is really the first step that let's see, costs very little time. And then you are taking the important procedures and you create the journeys for those procedures that typically take time for the user to go through, or for something which is very common. So you start prioritizing the content which should be converted into the actual journey. But from the immediate moment, the people can actually, let's say, ask a question, and the system will automatically, let's say, guide them to a specific article or journey, no matter what exists in a given moment. I told you that we will also speak about, let's say, the data privacy, about how this is being handled. So first, we don't train any AI models. We are running everything from the content perspective on the, let's say, Newired servers. So from that perspective, let's say you can even deploy the AI chat service on your premises. We leverage the, let's see, the NLP chatbot models from the AI providers, no matter if we speak about ChatGPT, OpenAI, or Azure AI services. But we don't train their data models, and we also don't push the data to their, let's say, registers, etc. We just run the knowledge base over the specific content that is being pre-processed on our servers. So first, when we connect the existing knowledge base, we process it internally on our servers in our cloud or on your on-prem deployments. This information is never used to train let's say the AI models, but it is just being used as information on top of which the NLP model, let's say, serves the actual response. So you don't need to be, let's say, worried about the data privacy because the data are actually staying in your environment, in your content management solution. To leverage also even more granular, let's say, data privacy concepts, the interface to the AI model can be executed on top of your organization, let's say, token. If you already have the accounts with Azure or with OpenAI, we can leverage it, and actually the queries runs on your behalf on your contract with the AI provider. But let's see, what is really important is from the data privacy point of view, we don't push the knowledge base into any external, let's say, system. What it also means that the knowledge base doesn't need to be exposed to the public. So if you have the knowledge base materials that run only inside your own environment, inside your own VPN, it will work as well. So we don't need to actually expose the knowledge base to the public, or let's see, have this directly available by the ChatGPT services, for example. So if you go back into our blog post, let's say the external knowledge base integration is already available. It's the feature that it has been released. If you let's say open your Newired let's say portal, you may not find it available by default. The Newired deployment has to be let's say upgraded to use the AI services. Please contact our support and we can actually help you to let's say enable the AI service on top of your own on-prem or cloud deployment. As we speak about AI, you see that this release is a lot about the AI-powered capabilities. We also speak about the translations. So the translations workflows in Newired are staying very similar to what they were in the past. So based on our discussion with the early adopters, we don't actually we don't completely abandon the possibility for the manual reviews. So the standard workflow is that you create the content using the Newired editor, you deploy it into the Newired portal, and then you translate it. Of course, you can, let's say, go and you can set up the actual translation package, download the content in the industry standard format called XLIF, send it to the translation agency, they'll translate it, you will receive the data uploaded, and mark the content as translated and published, or we can leverage the new AI translator component, where we just, let's say, select any language. Let's take, for example, Finnish language, and let's trigger the automated translation. This will end up with something what we already see here, with the new language pack uploaded. You can still download it, send to the translation agency for the reviews that your own, let's say, terminology is well respected, for the reviews whether, let's say, the intent of the translation is, or of the help manual is being if it stays. So there is always an option to fix the potential issues with the automated translation before it goes live. So we don't translate the data on the fly. We translate it, the system automatically, let's say, performs the translation. You can review it before going live. You can even fix the actual translations. This takes some time to actually get to the translation. We see that the Czech language that I was actually checking before this webinar is already there. I'm now publishing this new version. So if I go back into our Newired interface, we should already be able to see the option to have the content translated into the specific model. You see that the Czech language has been added, and I see all the content in the Czech language. If you would wait a few more minutes, which I don't want to do, we will have the finished translation also available. Maybe later in the webinar we will see that the action has been completed, and we will see how easy it is to deploy it. Oh, it's actually here. So we see that a finished translation was completed. I can review it, but I'll just make it, hey, it's being done. I publish my new version with finished translation. And now I am making this version available live. So if you go into the Newired portal, you refresh the screen, we will see that the content is translated into the Finnish language. So I switch it from Czech to Suomi. And now we have let's see, the content translated into the Finnish language. As I said, we did not perform the actual review for consistency and quality, which is possible, but all the content has been translated in the automated way from English to Finnish language. The benefits are, I think, clear. The goal is that to provide let's see, the content in a way that is really natural for the end users, even if the target application speaks only English. It still makes sense to make sure that the people first can ask the question in a specific language, and the ChatGPT or the chatbot will speak this language as well, and the content of the journeys will also be translated automatically into this target language. As I don't speak Finnish, or minä puhun not Veen Suomea, I'll put it back to the English so we can continue with further features that we want still to show you today. So the AI-powered automated translations, again, something which needs to be enabled specifically on your Newired deployments, because it's also let's say, connects with the new AI service provided by Newired. In the same time, the content is not being used to train the NLP models. It is not being, let's say, stored on the external servers. We just use the on-the-fly conversion from the Newired format to the Newired format based on the XLIF technology. The data are being stored solely on the Newired servers, no matter if they are in the cloud, in our cloud, or in your on-prem environment or your private cloud. In addition to that, you see that many of these features are being targeted to the pretty large clients of us, where let's see, they have a lot of journeys, hundreds, if not thousands of the journeys. So really searching the content is non-trivial. There are so many, let's say, pages in the target application. It's really tough to create, let's say, a journey for every single procedure. So that's why we also, let's say, process the knowledge base. And in addition to that, it also means that we are improving our authoring interface to make it easier to maintain the content. For those who, let's say, for example, missed the last webinar, recently we had an option to actually label or tag the given, let's say, assets in Newired. No matter if you can tag a journey, you can actually tag a tip or a bookmark. You can easily search by the tag, so we can see, hey, I want to see everything which is broken. There are no tips that are broken, but here we see one journey that is marked to be broken. So you can actually let's see, process the data in a way that you assign those little labels. And the input from the customers was very, very positive, but they were even in the early adoption phase missing an important feature, which is a bulk edit, so, or ability to, let's say, perform the operations quickly over a large number of assets. So again, if you have hundreds of journeys, hundreds of tips, how can I perform a quick adjustments? So in a new version, in addition to be able to label it, we also have a multi-select option that you can say, hey, I want to take these 4 journeys and I want, for example, to unpublish them, or I want to label them. So I want to be able to mark them as broken, all of them. I want to actually duplicate them. So let me duplicate all these journeys. So now I see that all these 4 journeys have been duplicated and the copy has been created. So you can perform such operations really fast and easy with this new interface. Again, let me perform a cleanup. So I perform the multi-select over that interface where I select those 4 different journeys. I can publish them, but that's definitely not what I want to do. But instead, I will actually delete them because I just create them with this bulk edit, bulk duplicate interface. This, of course, is not available only for journeys. It is actually available also about the other interfaces. For example, even here over the steps. So you can easily just, let's see, duplicate the steps, delete the steps, label the steps. So even on the step level, you can say, hey, these particular steps of the journeys are being broken. So all the operations such as labeling and multi-select option is available on top of the full journeys or individual steps. And as you probably already expect, I mean, the same would apply to the tips, that I can perform the multi-select here. Again, I just define which tips I want to unpublish, to delete, or to duplicate. And as I duplicate them, again, I see that the duplicates have been created. Because of that, I will just let's see, delete them. So I will select this, these 3 tips, and I will delete them with this, let's see, bulk operation. So just to summarize these new set of features and capabilities, we understand that it's not about the end user only, about how to serve the end users with a better prompt using the chatbot interface, or using the let's say, or providing more information from the articles. We also know that we should not forget about the content authors that use the Newired editor to create the content and also to maintain the content, to be able to easily mark what is in which status, so what label the existing content with the different tags, and how to do it quickly on top of the large data sets. That's why over the last few months we had it both these features, labeling and multi-select, and we really hope that this will help a lot the existing customers with a large number of journeys or tips. That is what we have, let's say, been spending our time in R&D over the last few months. I think that it's really huge addition to our portfolio. we are really in a state that the AI component is very solid. We really see that the responses are fully production ready, provide the great addition to the, let's say, human authorized content. So we get the content both from the knowledge base and from the journeys, and we index it for a better response user interface. But in the same time, also the maintenance capabilities for labeling and creating journeys are a great addition to our portfolio. That's what we wanted to present to you today. I'll see whether you have any questions, and let's see. So, there's one question about the labels. Is this strictly a manual function, or is there automation that reviews the content and assigns the respective piece of content? For instance, if the journey is broken, will Newired auto tag? This is a good question. Actually, there is another question which is similar, whether the label can be added from the let's say browser itself. So there are two things that we are considering for the future, even though it's not available today. So today, the labels are actually assigned solely from the Newired editor and manually. Where we want to improve our product in the future is that we want to be able, when you are performing the review, using the, let's say, the standard browser, so with the you want to test it on a different browser, on Microsoft Edge, Apple Safari, and you find an issue in that particular environment, it would be great to assign the label directly using the end user interface. And what another client is asking, if the journey actually fails, it will be able to actually see or automate the process that the tag is automatically added, like that. Let's say it recently has failed, and you can, let's say, clean up the stuff later. So yeah, we think about that. Today, this is not being done because the end user interface is a little bit detached from the authoring interface. So from the, let's say, Newired architecture point of view, let's say when you are executing the content, there is no real, let's say, connection to the to the database where we see the content. But we already pushing the data to a different database because of the analytics. So we definitely consider that this can be done, and it can be done also in two different directions. That we can also process the analytics once per night and tag the journeys that have been broken based on the content we have in our analytics. So that's definitely something that is on our roadmap for the future versions, but in the current moment, this is not enabled. Let me see the other questions. Where is the panel? Windows here. This is internal. Can I use the AI capabilities on our on-prem Newired deployment? So as I said before, the Newired AI capabilities are provided by dedicated Newired AI service, which also leverage, let's see, the external AI service based on OpenAI or Azure or whatever provider. We are a bit flexible here. From that perspective, this AI service can technically run on your premises, or it can run on our cloud. So you can have the Newired portal on-prem, Newired AI service in the cloud, or technically also the Newired AI service in your on-prem deployment via the Docker architecture. it's just a different service. So this service needs to be installed specifically in addition to the Newired standard portal that you already have. So technically, this service will run on-prem. This is the only service which actually, let's say, stores some information. For example, the information about what articles have been processed. And this service, in addition, would need to have an access to the internet, to the underlying Azure or OpenAI service. So this can run on your premises. This is the service that holds the data. In addition, this service will need to have a connection to the Azure or OpenAI, but the core of the services that holds the data will be executed inside of your on-prem deployment. Another question, how do we link the external knowledge base to Newired? You link the external knowledge base to Newired in a way that there is this AI service is configurable for many different typical Newired knowledge, not Newired. So for common knowledge base providers, we have modules that we can use their APIs to process the data. If your knowledge base provider is not of the one that we support, we have the service extensible with the little scripts that we can actually use to support your own Newired or knowledge base provider. So just contact the support or the product management, for example, Guido, and he will definitely help you to make this available on top of your data. There are more questions. Can I extend the list of labels? That's the feature that has been already discussed before. It's, as I said, not the brand new, but let me review it once again. So if you go to the Newired portal, so let me see which one, for example, this one, under the settings, site settings, you have different labels. The labels do have the colors. We also, let's see, consider some symbols for colorblind people, but it also have the, let's say, the textual labels. So the colors are there mainly for easy navigations for those who can read colors, but for most of the user interfaces, you also have the text. So in that case, you actually see that there are some labels assigned. With the little mouse over, you can actually read which labels these are. So for, let's see, colorblind people, they just see that there is a label, they put the mouse over, they see what the label is, or they can filter easily by the labels. And the labels are fully managed on your side. Let's see how many of them you have, what are the meanings of the labels. We don't actually enforce a specific workflow, we just make it very lightweight, and we enable you to actually assign the labels as you like. So yes, the labels names are adjustable in the configuration for your site, which also means that the labels can be unique to your site, even though we, let's say, recommend that the process is consistent and you keep the same labels available over multiple different let's say projects or sites. Let me see next, what other questions we have. Let's see if there are any more questions. This is just operational one. Can we rename the journeys using the bulk edit? In the current moment, we don't provide the rename capabilities for using the bulk edit. Why? Because frankly, I mean, it would require some regular expression probably system, which would be quite advanced for more technical people. So the things what you can do with the bulk get is really to duplicate it. When you duplicate it, automatically we add the suffix that it's a copy. You can either publish it or unpublish. You can delete it or you can label. That's all what you can do, or you can select all for, let's say, easy approach. Like for example, if you want to clean all the given tags, then you just apply the little bulk edit to clean everything. So I select all, I go select all, I go here, and I want to say, hey, there is nothing. So that's how I actually let's see, clean up all the labels from all the content over your system. Thank you very much for the time today. There are still few questions which I think that you would you may continue with our support team about the, let's say, API documentation, etc. Once again, thanks a lot. The webinar has been recorded and we will share the recording with you. Have a great day. Thank you a lot.